We want to introduce to you a therapist that we are interviewing today who's been in the business about 12 years with Arizona Family Therapy Group, Mr. Garron Griffitts. He specializes in addiction and trauma, adolescence, relationships. He's a wonderful therapist, and we want to pick his brain on some of these topics. All right, so let's talk about, first of all, about anxiety. Talk to us a little bit about what is anxiety, how, and if you could add, how is it affecting teenagers right now?
I hear the term unintended consequences a lot, and I think that's where I was going with the idea of could it be that society accepts as normal all this behavior, but there still is unintended consequences that aren't so obvious to society that alter a person's behavior, their personality, their chemistry by engaging in this kind of behavior at a young age when they don't have the tools to be able to respond appropriately. Could it be, in your opinion, that although society may not see it as anything unusual or contrary to societal norms, but could still have a unseen negative impact on one's behavior, one's feelings about themselves, self-worth, and so forth?
Well, yeah, I think there definitely will be. I think at this point, it is all just more anecdotal in our own, even professional opinions. The research, I don't think, will come for a lot of years, but I think there will be an impact on how we relate and connect with people in the future, whether it's significant others, family members, friends. It can't help but change, like you said, that brain chemistry, and to know how we connect with another human being on an appropriate level.
If that is true, and let's suppose for a moment that it is, down the road, what kind of a detriment could that have to that now adult's ability to have appropriate relations, to have a happy life?
Well, I think the same thing we're seeing with pornography, just in general. People that start viewing pornography at a young age, it can affect their ability to have relationships with other, with their significant others and other people. Not that they can't, or all people that have engaged in this behavior have bad relationships, but it can skew things. And it depends on the amount, how long they've been engaging in this behavior. I think if there's some kids that engage in this behavior very limitedly or made the stupid decision, people change and people grow and learn from their experience. I think they'll be fine, just healthy as anybody. It's really about, I think personally, it's about the duration, the length, the motivation behind it, the exposure, and all of that.
Hence the need to either self-regulate or have a parent be the brakeman.
Yeah. And not be afraid to talk about these subjects. We have to talk about these subjects with our kids, whether it's parents talking to their kids, ideally, whether it's, maybe it's the school system, don't know, but kids start to have to start understanding what some of these long-term consequences are and why they're doing what they're doing. I'm even starting to teach my adolescent clients about their brain development, and how their brain's different than an adult brain's. And I recently asked my teen clients, how much education do you get on your own brain and its own development? And it's none. They don't know their brain. They don't know why they think and feel the way they do. They're just told they're hormonal and they're crazy and they're different than us.
They're just a teenager.
Right. Yeah. They don't know why. And maybe most of them would take the information and wouldn't do anything with it. But there might be some that would really go, oh, that's how my brain's working. That's why I'm not looking at all the negative consequences. It was mentioned earlier that kids do weigh out the pros and cons. I don't know if I see that a whole lot. I think kids are, one research I read is that kids, the brain at their age, they don't look at the negative consequences like an adult looks at negative consequences. They only look at the pleasure of an activity, or by and large look at the pleasure of an activity more so than the negative. Yeah. It's like driving fast and being crazy in the car. They're not going to see, well, I could get a ticket, I could get in an accident, I could kill someone. They're just saying, this is fun and this is exciting. And their brain kind of turns off these unintended consequences and negative consequences of their behaviors, where they're just really focused on the good and the pleasure and the fun of it.